A baseline triple connects. That was number 24, Trevor Owens, just into the ball game for Liberty. The Lions on top 6-2 here early in the ball game. Alfonso Parks says contact on the floor. That gives us a chance to recognize our state championship officiating crew here this evening. Mr. Rich Pineda, Alfonso Parks, and Mr. James Lee. No doubt we'll be seeing these guys in a couple weeks at Veterans Memorial Coliseum for our state championship run. 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in our first quarter. They feed it down low. Kai Green goes off the window but unable to connect. And here come the Firebirds the other way with it. Spinning through the lane, up and in. Number 33, we'll get a name on that gentleman there shortly. A long-range triple over the iron for Evan Woolery. Now the Firebirds come back in the other way. A frantic pace here as that one is blocked by Sean Aiken. Saba puts it on the deck and a little finish at the rim. A beautiful display right down the lane there for Saba. They tie it up now 6 apiece here inside the Lions Den until Evan Woolery connects from the left corner right in front of the Liberty student section. 9-6 our score, 5.5 minutes remaining here in our first quarter. A left-hand finish at the glass, and that is number 23, so that's Oskalowski. He is not wearing 35 tonight, but rather number 23 tonight for the Chaparral Firebirds. Coach Dan Peterson at the helm for Chaparral. 9-8 our score early here in the first quarter. So glad you joined us here this evening on the Epic Sports Network. The debut of basketball here on the channel. We are just inside the first quarter of action here at Liberty High School in Peoria, just off of Speckled Gecko Drive. That one in a little bit too quickly, says Rich Pineda. Charlie Berry inbounds the basketball for Liberty, and now they bring it up the floor in a hurry. Pyers almost lost the handle. Working down low off the glass is Thomas Oaten. And the Lions hold the basketball in. 5 minutes to play here in our first quarter. From the top of the key, knocking down a triple is Brennan Neal. He puts the Lions on top by 4 now. 12-8 here, 4:50 remaining in our first quarter. Traveling violation, Saba puts it on the deck and turns it over. It'll be Lions basketball with 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in our first period. From the right corner, a triple, nothing but net for Brennan Neal. And Neal on fire here in the first quarter for the Lions. They're up 7 now, 15-8. 4.5 to play here in our first quarter. Saba now down the lane. Dribbles right past Charlie Berry, up and in for 2. Cuts the lead now to 5 for Liberty. A long-range 3, unable to connect for Pyers. The Firebirds get it up the floor in a hurry. Off the glass, it's Joey Greer for 2. 15-12 our score. Losing the handle and traveling with the basketball for Liberty is 22, Charlie Berry. Now a line change on here for Coach Mark Wood. Once again in his 16th season, the original head coach here since the school opened 16 years ago. Full court pressure applied now by Liberty. Chaparral breaks the press. Sean Aiken had it there for a moment for Chaparral. Now they get it out, back outside. Inside the arc, off the window, counted for Joey Greer. Greer now gets the Firebirds to within 1. As Kai Green takes it to the rack, but too much contact. That'll be assessed to number 00, Michael Saba. That's his second of the ball game. At the stripe now for Liberty, Kai Green. Green knocks the first one down. Increases the lead for the Lions now to 2. as Elliott Teague, the 6'4" senior forward, checks into the ballgame now for Coach Peterson. Great to run into Demetrius Moore before tonight's ballgame. He's an assistant coach for the Chaparral Firebirds. Had the pleasure of seeing Demetrius play basketball over at Ottawa University over in Surprise, under the direction of Coach Matt Keeley. Second one through the well right there for Green. Lions up by 3 now. Here comes Ben Rosenberg through the traffic. Ping-ponging around Tolson for a triple. It falls short. A 50-50 fall gathered in there by Caden Hunter. Hunter, the leading scorer and rebounder on this Liberty Lions club. Here comes Kai Green once again now across midcourt. And he finds a wide open Evan Woolery for 3. Woolery now has the Lions on top by 6, as Mr. Rich Pineda says a foul on the arm. That'll be assessed to Nick Zambito, his first of the ballgame, second team foul of the half for the Liberty Lions. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in our first quarter. So glad you joined us this evening for a little 6A basketball right here on the Epic Sports Network. The final night of the regular season here in the state of Arizona. A baseline triple rims out for E.J. Pyers. And Chaparral's Trey Fortuin coming up with the rebound. Fortuin just now checking into the ballgame, a 6'4" junior. That foul assessed to number 12, Davis Hester. That's his first non-shooting foul. So Fortuin will inbound from the far side, just in front of the Liberty student section. Gets it in there to Oskaloski. A bounce pass under the hoop, a beautiful connection to Elliott Teague, and Teague, the 6'4" senior, with the finish at the rim. So Chaparral just continues to hang around here, 20-16, 2:47 remaining here in our first period. Chaparral now with another opportunity here to draw even closer. That one off the back of the iron for Oskaloski. Ball movement now on for Liberty. A right wing triple rims out for Oten. Excuse me, that was Brennan Neal on the attempt there for Liberty. And a foul on the floor, says Alfonso Parks. That will be on 23, Paul Oskaloski. That is his first of the ball game. That'll send number 20, Caden Hunter, to the line now for the Liberty Lions. Caden Hunter puts the first one through the well. And this is another guy you do not want to send to the free throw line. 76% from the stripe on the season for Hunter. He now increases the lead to 6 for Liberty. Just over 2 minutes to play here in our first quarter. So glad to join us here this evening from the Lions Den on the campus of Liberty High School in Peoria, Arizona. Epic Sports Network getting into some basketball here this evening. Kai Green now behind the back. He's going to pull up for a 3-ball. Nearly drains it. It rims out, and now another line change here for Coach Mark Wood and the Liberty Lions. Trevor Owens returns to the ball game for Coach Wood. Charlie Berry also in. Thomas Oten as well back into the game. Fresh legs on the floor now for Coach Wood. Nick Zambito with the basketball there. He gives way to Trevor Owens. Owens guarded very well there by Ben Rosenberg. And Rosenberg almost poked it away there along the baseline. Eventually stolen away by Sean Aiken. Aiken now under heavy pressure from behind. Fortuin tries to penetrate inside the arc. Kicks it back out for a Sean Aiken triple. Comes up empty. And now the Lions bring it the other way with a minute and a half remaining here in the first. A left wing 3 rims out. Rebounded by Fortuin. And here comes Rosenberg with it now for the Chaparral Firebirds. Rosenberg from way downtown. Off the iron, rebounded by Thomas Oaten. 1 minute to play here in the first quarter. Trevor Owens, he's going to put it on the deck, switch hands at the last moment. Almost gets it to go. Thomas Oaten with the rebound, and now Liberty gets it back outside. And a traveling violation assessed to Evan Woolery. So with 43.8 seconds remaining here in our first quarter, the Liberty Lions leading by 6, 22-16 here over the Chaparral Firebirds. Into the ballgame for Coach Dan Peterson once again is Michael Rafko. Oskalowski nearly loses it on the baseline, and he does have it poked away there by Oskalowski. Davis Hester with the finish at the rim for the Lions. They increase their lead now to 8. Under 30 seconds to play here in our first quarter. Rafko with a left elbow shot. Good to go there for the Firebirds. 24-18 Lions. Liberty now playing for the last shot of the quarter. And that's the end of our first quarter here at Liberty High School in Peoria. Our score, the Lions on top of the visiting Chaparral Firebirds by the score of 24-18. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout, come right back here for more 6A basketball right here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us.
For a championship! A double play wins it for Frazier!
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! McKay touchdown!
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Frazier wins it! The championship!
Welcome back to Liberty High School here in Peoria, Arizona. Our second quarter of action underway here on the Epic Sports Network. So glad you joined us this evening for some 6A basketball, the final day of the regular season before February Frenzy gets started later this week with a few play-in games. And then the actual playoff games begin next week, as the play-in games are essentially an extension of the regular season. A left corner triple from Davis Hester falls short. Ball off of the Lions. It'll be Firebirds basketball just inside our second quarter of action here. Always great to see our friend Jim Barnett on PA here at Liberty High School, the voice of the Lions. Through the traffic, that was Hester. He met Rosenberg right there just past the free throw line. And then here comes number 32, Kai Green, the 6'6 junior, to finish things off there for Liberty. 7-12 and counting here in our first half, as we see Paul Oskalowski check back into the ballgame now for Chaparral. Saba now drives the right-hand side of the paint, unable to finish. And it'll go off the Lions. It'll remain Firebirds basketball. 7:06 remaining here in our first half. 26-18 our score. Michael Rafko had it on the deck. He gives way there to Oskalowski. Now back to Rafko for a right corner triple, and he knocks it down. So Michael Rafko puts the Firebirds now to within 5. Here comes Kai Green off the window. That one rebounded there by Michael Saba. Great presence on the board there for Chaparral in these last few minutes. They move it around now and make the Lions chase on defense. They almost hold it in, but Alfonso Parks says Lions basketball as we see Trevor Dawkins checking into the ball game. Trevor Dawkins, junior point guard for the Liberty Lions. Through the traffic, and a traveling violation will be assessed to Caden Hunter. Firebirds basketball now, 6:27 remaining here in our first half. Special shout out to our production crew tonight. The Joneses coming out helping us out with this broadcast. We certainly appreciate it. 26-21 here with just over 6 minutes to play in our first half. Excellent defense on that time for Liberty. They flooded the lane with Lions, and now Kai Green from between the rings. Caden Hunter gets inside, unable to connect off the glass. Rebounded there by Chaparral and Oskaloski. He's going to go the other way with it and pick up the contact on the way to the basket. That'll be assessed to number 10, Evan Woolery. That's his first of the ball game. Oskaloski now at the line for the Firebirds. He knocks the first one down. 4-point ball game here inside the Lions' den, 26-22. Sean Aiken eager to return to the lineup now for Coach Dan Peterson. Off the back of the iron, Zambito with the rebound, and here come the Lions on top by 4. Traveling violation, put the foot down a little bit too soon, and now officially it'll be Sean Aiken returning to the lineup for Chaparral. He will spell 00 Michael Saba. So Rafco to put it back into play here with 5:46 remaining here in our first half. They move it up the floor in a hurry, back outside with it now. Putting it on the deck is Rafco. He's going to pull up for a mid-range jumper. And contact from behind, says Alfonso Parks. Trevor Dawkins with the infraction. That's his first of the ball game. As Davis Hester and number 30, E.J. Pyers return to the lineup now for Liberty. 5.5 minutes to play here in our first half. A pull-up for Chaparral comes up short. Here comes Hester. Kicks it back out to the left wing. Along the baseline is Thomas Oaten. And a Hester finish at the rim. Nice job along the baseline there for the junior. Switching hands at the last moment, it was Oskaloski. And he was fouled on his way up. That'll be assessed to number 22, Charlie Berry, the senior, his first of the ball game. Oskaloski at the stripe now for Chaparral. 5:04 remaining here in our first half. So glad you joined us here this evening on the Epic Sports Network. Make sure and subscribe. You'll be notified anytime we go live. Rosenberg prepares to return to the lineup for Coach Peterson and the Firebirds. 5 minutes remaining here in our first half. A bounce pass along the baseline, and connecting up and in is Brennan Neal. So a beautiful play there off the inbounds for Neal. Now the Firebirds once again moving around the horn. Joey Greer, he's trapped near midcourt, and timeout on the floor. called by the Chaparral Firebirds and Coach Dan Peterson. We'll step aside, take a very brief timeout, and come right back here to the Lions Den for more 6A basketball right here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us.
For a championship! A double play wins it for Frazier!
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! McKay, touchdown!
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Volusia wins it! The championship!
Welcome back to Liberty High School here in Peoria. 4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining here in our first half. The Lions of Liberty High School on top by the score of 30-23. So glad you joined us this evening on the Epic Sports Network. A pull-up jumper, count the basket for Sean Aiken. A right-hand finish attempt for Davis Hester, just a little bit shy. Chaparral moves it around. That one's stolen away by Hester, and here come the Lions the other way with it. He's got the hot hand right now for Liberty. He thought about a shot. Now Rosenberg comes out on him. Brennan Neal buries a triple from the right wing. 33-25 now. A battle here inside the Lions Den. A pull-up jumper for Michael Rafko, the 6'5" senior. An attempt for E.J. Pyers, and a foul on the floor, says Mr. Rich Pineda. That'll be assessed to number 42, Thomas Oaten. That's his first of the ball game. That'll send number 32, Sean Aiken, to the line for the Chaparral Firebirds. First one up and in for Aiken. Second one through the well, also for Aiken. Into the ballgame now, it'll be Nick Corbo, the 6' sophomore guard for Chaparral. 3:43 remaining here in our first half. A 4-point game. We got a good one for you here this evening on the Epic Sports Network. A bomb from Caden Hunter. A little too much off the back iron. And a foul on the floor, says James Lee. That'll be assessed to Sean Aiken, number 32 for Chaparral. That's his first of the ball game. At the stripe now for Liberty, it'll be 34, Nick Zambito. Second one falls off for Zambito. Rebounded there by Trey Fortuin. Pressure by the Liberty defense. They poke it away, hand it off down the lane, and slamming it home for Liberty is Caden Hunter, the junior. He got up in a hurry right there for Liberty, increasing the lead for the Lions now to 7. 3 minutes to play in our first half. Corbo along the baseline. He gives way to Rosenberg. It bounces off the side of the glass. Rosenberg picks up a foul right there for Chaparral, his first of the ball game. 5th team foul of the half. A non-shooting foul, so now Liberty will inbound. It'll be Caden Hunter to get it back into play. Under 3 minutes to play here in our first half. Stolen away right there by Fortuin. He's going to try to go to the distance. Almost able to escape the defense of Liberty, but not quite, as Kai Green was right on his heels. And now on the other end, it's Trevor Owens burying a triple from the right wing. Lions now up by 10, just like that. Rosenberg had it poked away there by Zambito. A finish at the rack for Caden Hunter. Count the basket and the foul. That'll be on 23, Paul Oskalowski. That's his second of the ball game. Returning to the lineup now for Liberty, 40, Brennan Neal, and 30, E.J. Pyers. At the stripe for Liberty, it'll be Caden Hunter. Hunter, we mentioned it earlier, 76% from the free throw line on the season. Liberty up now 42-29. They feed it once again down low, and it's a block there for Saba. Rafko the other way for Chaparral. They have it stolen away, and this aggressiveness by Liberty's defense on display here tonight. From the left wing, a triple rattles home for Caden Hunter. Hunter on fire here in the first half for Liberty. 45-29 now. The Lions starting to pull away here as the cheer squad catching one off the dome over there on the far side. Liberty Lions basketball, 1:49 remaining here in our first half. Caden Hunter now gets it into Kai Green. Pyers guarded there by Fortuin. Hunter now fires away once again. A hustle rebound there by E.J. Pyers. And credit to the 5'10 senior on the hustle, recovering that 50-50 ball. Now Pyers in the corner for a moment, steps out. Kai Green now. As Caden Hunter works on Fortuin, he's going to take him to the rack. Hustle along the baseline there for Brennan Neal. They hold it in. Just inside the arc, a triple rims out for Liberty. And Michael Saba comes up with it. Saba, the 6'8" senior, playing keep away for a moment right there. And a foul on the floor. 0 Michael Saba with the infraction. That's his third of the ball game. The Liberty Lions now in the bonus, so Davis Hester at the stripe for Liberty with the 1-and-1. First one through the well. As we see Landon Anderson preparing to check into the ball game now for Liberty. Anderson will check in for Davis Hester. Hester getting a well-deserved break, a very productive first half for the junior. Stolen away there by Rosenberg. He's going to try to go deep with it for a moment. Now Rafko working along the baseline, and just losing his balance there was Elliott Teague. So Caden Hunter comes in and commits his first infraction of the night. And that'll send Elliott Teague, the 6'4" senior, to the line for the Chaparral Firebirds. And Teague 100% on free throws so far here this season, especially rattling that one through right there. One more for Teague. 16-point deficit here for Chaparral. Under a minute to play here in our first half. A right corner triple for Brennan Neal. And he has got the stroke here tonight for Liberty. Up the floor now, Rosenberg gives way to Fortuin. It's short, rebounded there by Kai Green. Green now down Broadway. He's going to go for the flush. And he is thwarted there by the Chaparral defense just before the slam. That foul assessed to number 30, E.J. Pyers, his first of the ball game. Chaparral's number 33, Nick Tolson, the 6'5" senior at the stripe now for the Firebirds. Tolson, a 75% free throw shooter on the season, increasing his percentage right there with that one. 50-32 now our score. 19.9 ticks remaining on the clock here in our first half. Through the hoop for Nick Tolson. 15 seconds to play. This should be the last shot of our first half. Hunter tried to elevate there for a moment. Goes out of bounds off the Lions. It'll be Firebirds basketball. 2.1 to play. And a quick throw in and a throw up here for the Firebirds. Rosenberg fires away from deep. Hits the glass, but that's about it. That's the end of our first half. Our score, the Liberty Lions 50 and the visiting Chaparral Firebirds 33. Stay with us here for the second half coming up next here. More 6A basketball coming your way on the Epic Sports Network. So glad you joined us this evening. Stay with us. Half number 2 coming your way in about 10 minutes.
For a championship! A double play wins it for Frazier.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKay's on touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Volusia wins it. The championship.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Inside us all beats the heart of an athlete, determined to succeed. We push, we fight, we sacrifice. Sometimes we fall short, sometimes we just fall. But we get back up, stronger than before. This is more than a game. This is our goal.
NextCare Urgent Care is proud to be the preferred healthcare partner of the AIA. With over 35 clinics in Arizona and more than 100 locations nationwide, we're here for you with quality healthcare you can trust when you need it most. Our on-site labs and x-rays will save your family time and money, and some of our clinics are open until midnight 7 days a week. You can even pre-register for your visit using our Wahoo service. It stands for Wait at Home or Office. And you can check in online at urgentcareradio.com. or call us at 1-800-URGENT-CARE.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Welcome back here on the Epic Sports Network. We're coming to you live from the Lions Den, home of the Liberty Lions. I am pleased to be joined by our pal, Mr. Jim Barnett, PA announcer, the voice of the Liberty Lions. Jim, first of all, tell me, how long have you been here doing this at Liberty, and what makes this place so special to you? Obviously, besides the fact that you have a couple kids come through here, I believe.
Yes.
But I know it's a lot more than that as well.
I actually started here doing basketball games for head coach Mark Wood in 2012 when he opened the school and came over here when Liberty opened. And Mark's been a childhood friend of mine. I grew up with Mark. We've been pretty close friends for a long time, basically since we were 14 years old. So I love it here. My kids went here. I have a daughter who graduated. My son's a senior. About to graduate this year, and I just love it here. We love kind of doing that transformation and making a big event here inside the arena. So
your son Kane Metz-Terrell also plays a little football. He had fun on Sunday out there at the Desert Storm Classic. That was a great event.
A great event. I thought King of the Game did a great job to get that underway, his inaugural game, and I think that's going to be something that's going to spin ball into every year and bigger event year after year. I know Kane had a great time being in there. He's looking to do things in college next year, so some offers coming his way.
Good. That's what we're all about here, is getting exposure for the kids here on the Epic Sports Network, and it's all about them, right? Because they're the ones that deserve the attention. Really what it is for me, Jim, I wish somebody would have done stuff like this for me when I was playing football. Nobody did any of that stuff. No kids were promoted or anything like that, and that's why I've kind of made it a mission to say, hey, these guys that deserve the attention, they're doing good in the classroom, they're doing great on the football field and on the hardwood, they deserve to be recognized.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. When that event was announced, I know that he had been working on that particular event for a few years, getting it underway and being there, seeing the crowd that was there as you guys were on the air. There were a lot of people there in support of that particular event. I didn't know that there would be that, but
that was a great turnout.
I know the kids that played in the game had a great time. They only had a few practices, but they played well on the field.
Yes.
It was a great game.
A few challenges as well as far as the coaching goes and everything for that event, but they were able to figure it out, and credit to Charles Wilson for getting that done. Back to the court here at Liberty. Let's talk about this basketball team. They're off to a great start. This is the last day of the regular season. They're heading into the playoffs. What can we expect to see going forward? How deep do you think this team can go into the playoffs?
Personally, I think they can go real far. Their style of play is unlike anything that you've seen probably in the first half. We run and gun. Liberty does a great job of trapping and forcing people into errors on the court, and you can't really beat our shooting. We shoot it from everywhere, and if we're on, we're going to score over 100 and really play havoc in the playoffs. So we're looking forward to that. I know as we end this, we're waiting on the Boulder Creek. Boulder Creek and Pinnacle score. I think Boulder Creek is up at halftime by 8. So if Boulder Creek were to win that game tonight and we are victorious tonight, we're going to be the region champions. So there's a little bit on the line tonight for us. But I know that in our play, and hopefully we can get that taken care of. But Friday, if we host a game on Friday, it's going to be electric in here.
It will be electric indeed. Well, maybe you can give us an update, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down there if you get an early update on that before the conclusion of this one. Jim, always great to see you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Love you guys.
We appreciate it, and we appreciate you having us out here
Absolutely,
tonight.
my brother.
We'll be right back here on the Epic Sports Network for more 6A basketball right here from the home of the Lions, Chaparral and Liberty. Coming up next.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Inside us all beats the heart of an athlete, determined to succeed. We push, we fight, we sacrifice. Sometimes we fall short, sometimes we just fall. But we get back up, stronger than before. This is more than a game. This is our goal.
Welcome back to Liberty High School here in Peoria, Arizona. Special thanks once again to Mr. Jim Barnett, JB, for joining me there at halftime. Always great visiting with him anytime we get to see him, whether it be a basketball event, state championship event for basketball, volleyball, and obviously for football as well. But a great friend of ours, and we always appreciate his time. Liberty on top right now at the half, 50-33, a 17-point deficit for the Chaparral Firebirds. If you're joining us late, it was all Liberty at the beginning of the ball game, and then Chaparral started to turn things around towards the end of the first quarter. Made it a 4-point game there for just a little bit, and then Liberty asserting their will. A number of fast break plays, a specialty of Coach Mark Wood here with the Liberty Lions, and they were able to increase their lead, extending and swelling that lead up to what is now 17 points here as we get ready for our second half of action. So glad you joined us here this evening on the Epic Sports Network, the debut of basketball here on the network. This game actually came to fruition just a couple of weeks ago on a Twitter conversation with myself and Jim Barnett talking about the sound system over at Sandra Day O'Connor. He said, hey, wait a minute, you got to get over here to Liberty and check ours out, because I got to tell you, they are bumping pretty good here inside the gymnasium. So good stuff here, and I'm glad he invited us over. Coach Wood was on board with it as well, and here we are. We got a pretty good one for you. It's not over yet. One more half of basketball to play here inside the Lions Den. Special thanks once again to our production staff on site here, Greg and Kat Jones, always coming through for the Epic Sports Network. Coach Dan Peterson and the Chaparral Firebirds have re-entered the building along with assistant coach Demetrius Moore. Great to see him, Mr. number 15, former OUAZ Spirit player over there at Ottawa University in Surprise. Provided me with Chaparral's starting lineup tonight. Always great to see guys that you've met before, called their games, seen them come up through the ranks, playing as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and then senior. And Demetrius had a fantastic career over there with the Spirit under Coach Keeley. Our right wing triple for E.J. Pyers falls short as we play on here in half number 2. Chaparral now with halftime adjustments, no doubt. And we'll see what they've got up their sleeve here in this second half. Trap in the corner that time for Liberty. It goes out of bounds off the Lions. It'll stay Firebirds basketball. And great to recognize our AIA Championship officiating crew here on hand this evening. Mr. Alfonso Parks, Rich Pineda, and James Lee. A right wing triple buried there by Nick Tolson. And now they cut into the lead here. Just over 7 minutes to play here in our third quarter. Liberty moving around, a left wing triple. Nothing but nylon for Davis Hester. Hester with a hustle play on defense right away, tried to save that one. So we're definitely going to give him at least half credit there as the Firebirds will inbound once again. 7:02 remaining here in our third. Saba up to Rafco, excuse me. Liberty now back the other way in a hurry. A pull up there for Hester. Kai Green, they go cross court now along the baseline for a triple. That was E.J. Pyers, and Brennan Neal with a hustle play on the offensive rebound, and he puts it back in. An excellent display right there, offense and defense for Brennan Neal. 55-36 Lions. The ball will remain with Chaparral, and now a line change once again here for Coach Mark Wood. Evan Woolery into the ball game, along with Charlie Berry, Nick Zambito, and Trevor Owens. That was Charlie Berry on the floor for that 50-50 ball. And that was a block there, assessed to Berry. That was number 4, Michael Rafco, getting some air there for the Chaparral Firebirds. A foul on the floor, says Rich Pineda. That'll be assessed to 23, Paul Osolowski, his third. Only real foul trouble here so far this evening. 0-0, Michael Saba has 3, and Osolowski has 3 as well for Chaparral. A lot of players for Liberty with 1 foul each. Under 6 minutes to play here in our third quarter. 55-36 our score. A right wing triple attempt for Elliott Teague. Excuse me, that was Trevor Owens for Liberty. Wrong 24. Osolowski comes up a little bit short, nearly steals it back on defense. Hustle. And a great display of hustle on right there for Chaparral. That's the 4th foul now on Osolowski. Liberty inbounds now with 5.5 minutes remaining here in our third. Evan Woolery now gives way to E.J. Pyers. Trevor Owens now dribbles around on the right wing. He's guarded there by Rafko. They feed it down inside to Oten. He finds an open Trevor Owens on the weak side, and Owens gets stymied by the defense for Chaparral. Underneath the basket. That's Osolowski with the hustle along the baseline. And he picks up the foul. That'll be assessed to number 22, Charlie Berry, his second of the ball game. One more bit of substitutions now for Liberty. Kai Green enters the ball game. Brennan Neal also back in. And E.J. Pyers as well on the floor. Fans wanted an offensive foul there on Saba, but no such luck. Liberty now the other way, a right wing triple. It connects for Caden Hunter, the junior. And he has the Lions now on top by 22. Rafko dribbles through the traffic, finds Saba. He gets around Kai Green. Unable to get it to go off the window. Now it's going to be Tolson. And Kai Green with the rebound. And a left wing spot up triple for Davis Hester. How about it? The junior is deadly from deep here so far this evening for the Liberty Lions. James Lee says too much contact. And then we have a foul on Caden Hunter. That'll be his second of the ball game. Non-shooting foul. So Trey Fortuin will trot over and inbound it now for Chaparral. 4:03 to play here in our third. Sean Aiken trying to back him down there. Elliott Teague is quickly trapped by the Liberty defense. And now once again a full line change here for Coach Mark Wood. And Coach Wood emphatically wanting them to finish the ball game here for the Lions. Fortuin double team there. Had it poked away and does there by Charlie Berry. Berry with a great play on defense there. Now here comes Zambito and the Lions. All the way across court with it they go for Trevor Owens. He puts it on the deck. Kicks it back outside now. And a triple for Evan Woolery, nearly in and out. Fortuin pulls up from the right elbow. A loose ball on the floor. And you've got to like the hustle on display here tonight for both squads. 3:16 remaining here in our third. 61-36, the Lions in command. Fortuin over to Rosenberg. Now Rosenberg from the right corner, a triple off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Trevor Owens. Here comes Nick Zambito directing traffic. Owens is going to put it on the floor. And coming away with it was Sean Aiken. So Aiken guarded there by Kai Green for just a moment. Up and in for two. On the floor, the loose ball. Timeout on the floor called by the Liberty Lions. We'll step aside and take that short timeout with them. You're watching 6A basketball right here on the Epic Sports Network. We'll be right back to the Lions Den in just a moment.
Taking himself for a championship. A double play wins it for Frazier.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKay's on touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Lucia wins it. The championship.
Welcome back to Liberty High School here in Peoria, Arizona. 61-38 our score. A little pit bull coming your way courtesy of Mr. Jim Barnett. A triple coming your way there for the Liberty Lions. Bombs away. Fortuin tries to get it down low to Sean Aiken, but he comes up empty. Rebounded there by Liberty. And uncontested to the basket is Caden Hunter. Elliott Teague has trouble with the handle. Here comes Kai Green now. He finds an open Brendan Neal, but Neal unable to connect. This is Nick Corbo now in the backcourt, working hard against that Liberty defense. He's double teamed, has it stolen away by Hester, and here goes number 30 with the left-hand finish. It's E.J. Pyers. Under a minute and a half to play here in our third quarter. .32 tries to go off the window. Sean Aiken. Davis Hester unable to find the iron. Turned away right there by Liberty's defense. Lions now moving it around, making this defensive Chaparral chase. Fatigue starting to become a factor here late in the third quarter. 45 seconds to play here in our third. (68-38), a 30-point lead now for Liberty. E.J. Pyers dribbles it around. And I believe we will be under the AIA running clock rule in the fourth quarter. I believe the deficit is 25, but I'll have to confirm that with our on-site officials. A left hand comes up short for Pyers, and Chaparral almost taking out a light here inside the Lions Den with a last-second heave to end our third quarter. We'll be right back with our fourth and final quarter here from the Lions Den. You're watching 6A basketball right here on the Epic Sports Network. We'll be right back to Peoria in just a moment.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Welcome back to Liberty High School in Peoria, Arizona. We're about ready for our fourth and final quarter, a 30-point lead here for the Liberty Lions. They are in command of this one. If you're joining us late, it was a pretty decent first half. It was all Liberty for the majority of the first quarter, and then the tide started to turn, and Chaparral making it a 4-point ball game at one point during our second quarter here tonight, and then Liberty just asserting their will from then on. And it's been all Lions here in this second half. Saba off the window. No shot. Oh, they say count the basket. The foul will be assessed to 22 Charlie Berry. That's his third of the ball game. Michael Saba at the line now for the Chaparral Firebirds. And Saba is a 64% free throw shooter on the season. Cuts the deficit to 27 now. Full court pressure now applied by Chaparral. Liberty breaks the pressure quite nicely. Now a right wing triple off the front of the iron for Trevor Owens. A floater there for Charlie Berry. And now they reset it from the right wing. Zambito flashes to the hoop. Evan Woolery now between the legs. He gives way to Charlie Berry. Bounce pass on the far side there to Oten. Zambito's going to put it on the deck. Try to connect, but it ultimately is rebounded there by Michael Saba. And here come the Chaparral Firebirds. 6:40 to play in the ballgame. Backing them down inside is Chaparral. Michael Saba up and in for two. 6.5 to play in the fourth. Woolery, a triple attempt, held in by 23. Excuse me, that was 22, Charlie Berry. And a great effort along the baseline there for Berry. Michael Rafko for Chaparral picking up his first foul of the night. Non-shooting foul, so Caden Hunter will inbound with 6 minutes to go here in the fourth. Caden Hunter almost had it poked away there. Kai Green now with a little step back and a smooth as silk stroke for Kai Green. Chaparral gets it across midcourt. Rafko gets it over to a spinning Nick Tolson. Out of bounds off the Liberty Lions. It'll be Chaparral basketball. 5:20 and counting here in the fourth. Rafko from downtown. He connects. The 6'5" senior hits one from the left wing. Kai Green swings it around into the corner for Brennan Neal. And somehow E.J. Pyers pokes his way in there and steals an offensive rebound. Now Kai Green from the baseline. Too much. Rebounded by Rafko. Up ahead quickly to Michael Saba. And ultimately stolen away there by Caden Hunter. Hunter almost finishes at the other end with the right hand. And nice patience there for Brennan Neal as he backs down the defender and picks up the foul. Joey Greer for Chaparral picks up his first foul of the night. That'll send Brennan Neal to the line now for Liberty Lions. 72-46. Neal puts the first one through. Into the ballgame now for Liberty. It'll be number 14, the senior Landon Anderson. Chaparral now on the right wing. That's Osalowski taking it inside, and he picks up a blocking foul. That'll be assessed to number 22, Charlie Berry. That's his fourth. Fourth team foul of the half. At the stripe now for Chaparral, Paul Osalowski. And Osalowski perfect on the season, including here this evening on his free throws. 3:20 and counting. So glad you joined us here this evening on the Epic Sports Network for the debut of basketball here on the channel. Second one good for Osalowski. Liberty Lions now picking up contact as Nick Zambito tries to get it out of the backcourt. On the arm, says Alfonso Parks. Ring Neary into the ballgame here for Liberty. Ring getting some chants from his fan club over there on the far side. Nick Tolson picks up an infraction there for Chaparral. That's his first of the evening. 2.5 minutes to play here in this one. Full court pressure applied there by Chaparral. On the right wing, that was Landon Anderson with a triple attempt. Liberty holding it in there. Charlie Berry now around the defense, and Ring Neary almost puts it through the well. A line change now for Coach Dan Peterson. Number 32, Sean Aiken spots up for a triple. Under 2 minutes to play. Stolen away there by Anderson. A hustle play for the 50-50 ball. And we got guys lined up in the lane. Jump ball, says Mr. Parks. Possession, Liberty. Charlie Berry will put it back into play now with 1.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Trevor Dawkins with a triple attempt, but the junior, too much air under that one. Sean Aiken now the other way. He gives way to Nick Corbo. That one poked away by Trevor Dawkins. Dawkins almost able to recover it before it goes into the scores table. Don't spill that epic polar pop down there. Under 1 minute to play here in our fourth quarter. Rosenberg finds a cutting Trey Fortuin along the baseline. A jump ball is the call. It'll stay with the Chaparral Firebirds. Nick Corbo now will inbound. 47.8 remaining in the ball game. Rosenberg from the right wing. Fortuin gets the rebound. They go back to Rosenberg. He splits the defense for a moment, kicks it out to the right corner where Elliott Teague buries a triple. Contact on the floor. That'll be assessed to Ben Rosenberg, his second of the ball game. A non-shooting foul, so Charlie Berry will once again put it into play here. 32.2 remaining in this one. Zambito works the perimeter, gives way to Landon Anderson. Now Charlie Berry with the basketball on the right wing. Back to Anderson. Zambito has it for a moment. He's guarded there by Rosenberg. Liberty now just playing keep away with under 10 seconds remaining in the ball game. And they will go ahead and hold it. And that horn will signify the end of our ball game. Our final score here tonight, from the home of the Lion, the Lions Den, they get the win 73-51 over the visiting Chaparral Firebirds. Thank you for joining us here tonight for 6A basketball, the debut of basketball here on the Epic Sports Network. We hope you enjoyed it. Once again, our final score, the Liberty Lions getting the victory at home tonight, 73-51 on the final night of the Arizona High School basketball regular season. Thanks for joining us. James Spoovy saying so long this evening from Peoria, Arizona. Everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you again very soon.